Before beginning playing the uke, you should understand how best to hold it. People have many different styles of holding the instrument. The traditional style would be to rest it in your arm such that your fingers are actually passing over at about the 12th fret. Of course, there's always exceptions, and I move around an awful lot on the instrument based on the song that I'm playing, especially if I'm playing up the neck. The other thing that you should understand is the basic chord strum, and this is done by usually dragging the first finger down with the nail and up with the pad of your finger. And it's got a very nice lilting type of sound if you do that. By playing at the middle of the string, you also get the most tone and most volume out of the instrument. What I like to do whenever chording the ukulele is try to keep the same angle of my fingers on the fretboard. So I look at the chords like the C6 in TipToe through the Tulips, and I try to keep this type of repose of the fingers. In other words, I am not straining my hand to back up on top of another string. Some people, for example, on the G chord, I play it like this. Other people will play it like this. And this becomes very cumbersome because you're backing up your fingers, and actually you're changing the angle of repose. So first off, I like to try and keep a similar angle where I try to keep my fingers moving in this type of form. Now, on a lot of these chords, you will note that you can actually bar a couple of notes at any one time. For example, the C6, which is also an A minor 7th, I will bar the chord with my second finger across the two strings. This allows me to leave my pinky free to go and grab other strings to give a little passing tone change. Similarly, you also have the D minor 7th in that same song, TipToe Through the Tulips. D minor 7th is also an F6. And what I will do is I will play it barring again with my second finger, play it so I leave my pinky free. So I can actually go and grab other strings to add a little extra sound difference. And actually, I do this through this song. One of the things that you need to know also with the instrument is that you try to play positionally, and wherever you're rooted at for the position, you want to try and use your fingers in the appropriate place. This also goes with your chord fingering and the angle that I've spoken about. For example, if you're going to play a C chord, you want to use your third finger behind the 3rd fret. The other thing that you might want to consider is when you're playing an A7 chord, you use your first finger behind the 1st fret on the 3rd string. There are going to be departures when you're obviously using multiple fingers. For example, on the G7 chord, you want to have your first finger behind the 1st fret, your second finger on the 3rd string behind the 2nd fret, and your third finger behind the 2nd fret on the 1st string. And you will note that I still have that angle of repose. The chords in this song, for example, are the C6 or the A minor 7th, and I finger that again by barring with the second finger on the first two strings with my right across, third finger on the third string behind the fourth fret, and the first finger behind the second fret. This is also the position that I've talked about, and I'm keeping that same angle of repose. For the D minor seventh, first finger on the second string behind the first fret, the second finger bars across strings 3 and 4, and your first finger on the first string behind the third fret. A7, for example, E minor, E7, first finger, second finger, third finger. And it should just go common sense. Try to make the fingering as easy as possible. Try to always use 3 fingers. That way it leaves you with an extra finger to do a lot of alternate passing tones. Tiptoe through the Tulips. I'm going to try and play this straight, and it's very difficult for me to actually do it other than the way I actually do it. So I'm reading the music. If I depart from it, please pay attention to my fingering, because you will be able to gather some ideas about how you can change the song to make it a little more interesting. I need an introduction. Tiptoe through the window, by the window, that's where I'll be. Come tiptoe through the tulips with me. Tiptoe by your pillow to the shadow of the willow tree. Come tiptoe through the tulips with me. Knee deep in flowers we'll stray, we'll keep the shower